Because there's so many people that change neighborhoods every other day.
Oh man, that's my pet peeve, right? Because you can't be the mayor, you can't be the president, you can't get mega credibility. You can't walk down the street in a brand new neighborhood and everyone's like, that's the solar guy. Because I want somebody to, like, when someone else knocks on that door and tries to sell solar, I want them to say, I don't have it, but if I do get it, I'm getting it from Jory. And I'm like, whoa, right? And I want them to call me back. I want to be on the front of their mind. I want them to see my installs.
Okay, so let's talk sales routine. You know, when you were just selling, so let's say you've got all this managing stuff, you've been doing sales, and you were to tell this rep what a perfect top rep's routine looks like, when do you start, when do you finish, what's your morning routine, kind of describe that day.
So does the rep have kids or like?
Let's say yes. Because I think here's solar, like you said, the reason I switched from alarms and summer sales and traveling every summer was to solar is because you're like, I can't keep moving family and and I think a lot of people resonate with that model. So Nestor, you can just turn that off. You can stop the live, or stop. So I guess tell me about what that day looks like.
Yeah, so you wake up at 6 a.m. And from 6 to 7. Really, it depends on when your kids wake up. Let's assume they wake up around 7:30.
Okay.
So you wake up at 6 a.m. You get your workout in. You get your words of affirmation in. You get your meditation or clearing of the mind in. You get fully prepared to go to battle that day. Right? You get fully prepared to go to battle that day, and then you take your kids to school. You give them a kiss, and you tell them they're the most amazing things in the world. And we have a motto in the Sullivan family. Shout out to David Goggins. The motto is "Stay hard." And I have my 7 and 5-year-old
You're
saying
7
those
and 5.
things.
You have a 7 and 5-year-old?
Yeah,
I have a 7 and 5-year-old. We're the same freaking family.
Yeah.
We're the same life, dude.
So, and then from there, you go between the hours. I call it like kind of the quiet time between the hours of like 9 and 10. You progress your accounts, you follow up with your customers, you ask for referrals, you make sure your business is clean. It doesn't matter what industry you're in, you sell clean business, and if you don't sell it at the point of sale, you have to clean it up in the morning. You don't want to clean it up like at 4 o'clock.
Okay, and I'm going to put, this is so key. You've set aside an hour in the quiet time to clean up your business. The reason, so I had a rep that I sent out to Legacy on a blitz. And he was just setting. He set for a closer, and the closer did like 15 deals for him. The dude slid, like both of them. So I follow up, I was like, dude, you're finally getting paid probably. This is like super life-changing. Congratulations. Never done door-to-door, right? And he's like, no, dude, I just freaking found out that homeboy, all of the deals but one had just missing declaration pages, missing this, he didn't do this, and all 14 canceled except one.
Jeez.
And I go,
but don't call that guy out.
I'm not going to say names, but I'm sitting there going, holy crap. I took a friend of mine that never knocked doors, his first experience is setting, knowing he's going to get paid if the deal closes, and 14 of 15 that he was stoked on making more money than ever. Like, do you think he ever wants to knock doors ever again?
If he does, he's got to be really freaking good.
Yeah, like he was like, he was great. Yeah. And I was just like, that is such a freaking tire deflation of just like this rep that had no, and I'm looking at the rep, I'm like, dude, that's a lot of money to leave on the table, you idiot. Like, but it's just simply because he didn't clean up his deal.
Yeah, so get everything at point of sale. Doesn't matter what you sell. Make sure it's clean, make sure it's funded so it can go to install.
Okay.
And I don't have over 400 sales. I have over 400 personal installs.
That's what matters.
Because I love just the meticulousness of like paperwork and getting it right.
Yeah.
Like I don't want cancels.
So you spend that quiet time in the morning, then what?
And so right around 10 to 11, if you have a spouse, 11:30, make sure you spend some time with them. It's really crucial. And then by noon, you should be out hustling because someone's always home. Like I look at this job kind of like the postman of like So am I talking about solar? Or am I talking
Solar.
about? Okay, all right. So I look at my job. I'm the postman / meter reader, right? And so my job is I know my postman. See him every day in neighborhood. So if you're going to be the mayor of your neighborhood, right, you need to be out there every single day, and you literally need to read people's meters. So you're the postman / meter reader. So when I don't want to, when it's cold, when it's rainy, I don't feel like it, I say, well, what will the postman do today? And he always delivers except Sunday. And so I have that same mentality. Monday through Saturday,
always delivers.
I always deliver. I may not get my result. I may blink, but that's okay. I'm back out there next day because I have a job, and it's to read meters and to be there for the people, to be the mayor of my neighborhood. And the one thing that scares me the most is changing neighborhoods.
Yes. Why? This is key, because there's so many people that change neighborhoods every other day.
Oh man, that's my pet peeve, right? Because you can't be the mayor, you can't be the president, you can't get mega credibility. You can't walk down the street in a brand new neighborhood and everyone's like, that's the solar guy. Because I want somebody to, like, when someone else knocks on that door and tries to sell solar, I want them to say, I don't have it, but if I do get it, I'm getting it from Jory. And I'm like, whoa, right? And I want them to call me back. I want to be on the front of their mind. I want them to see my installs. And so why I don't like changing neighborhoods is because I don't know the terrain. Like I'm like a Navy SEAL getting dropped off. And some people might have fun in that, but I have fun in routine, postman. Like I want to know what's going on. I want to be able to beat my chest and say, this is my hood, get out of here.
Imagine doing my job. I have to put a new company shirt, a new product,
Yeah.
a new territory, a new state,
Yeah.
and just show off for 4 hours.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, you guys realize if I had it my way, this would be month 3 after me working my neighborhood, and you know, I'm like, unfortunately on a day on site or whatever, I can't show that like cultivated area knocking versus new turf, new area, new shirts. And it's just like, So,
yeah, it's scary, right? So don't change area. Like, do not change it. Stay put. If you're in solar, try to stay put for at least 2 months if you can. And I promise you'll get way more referrals. You get way more callbacks from it. And callbacks are gonna happen if you do your job right. I know it's weird to hear, but I get callbacks all the time. I don't sell them at first, right? But I get people texting and calling me and saying, you know what? I think it's time. And I probably make an extra $100,000 a year just from following up with people, and people calling me back because I said I brought so to me, people literally will, this is from Tony Robbins. So people literally will wake up in their box, they'll get in their box, they'll drive to their box, they'll come back in their box, go into their box, and they'll change their state with a cylinder, right? But I choose to change their state when I knock on their door. So if they're a 5, instead of me being a 10, I try to get them to a 7, right? I try to get their energy to kind of match mine a little bit, because no matter if I sell them or not, I want them to remember Jory, the solar guy. There's a lot of bad stuff going on out there in terms of solar and a lot of negative press recently. And so I try to bring them and leave them in a healthy state where they're excited to see me back the next time to go over their energy option. Or they know that I am the guy in the neighborhood and they see me every single day. So when it's time, I've had people literally say, it's time.
It's awesome.
Right.
It's time. They're like, yep, it's time. And then you're just like, all right, let's write it up. What's your credit? You know what I mean? Like the deal probably goes like,
I've had some awkward ones where people are just super rude to me and said no. And then they call me and I walk back in. I'm like, do you not remember just cussing me off your porch? And the guy was in a bad state. And I'm like, okay, that's fair. Let's get you enrolled. Let's get 5 referrals.
And so what's interesting, guys, and if you're listening to this, is a lot of times we see every customer that tells us no, we're like, dang, we're a dick, or they told me no, and we write them off. Instead of just saying, not the right time and state for them. And it's like, or maybe not the right time and state for me. Maybe I was going through some emotional weird dissonance, and I then approached them all grumpy. I'm like, hey, you know, I'm out here doing the solar thing, and then they're just like, oh, okay, like I don't want to buy from you in this moment. And so, right state, right time, you're gonna find that right formula. So I like that. So what about? So we got to kind of wrap up. I know you got a call to get on. So